is Paris Simmons, 29 years old, fortunate enough to have been in a position to really help watch so many people grow and flourish over the last few years with this Retired in 365 family. So I'm super excited. Today, I'm going to talk about what separates the 1%ers from the rest of the world. I think we got another happy and grateful that came in. So happy and grateful for C100 by the 31st of December, and I've impacted 5,000 lives this year. Go retire in 365. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So one of the main things I want to talk about today is being a 1%er and what that really entails, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a lot of people on this call who may desire. Well, actually, I'm not going to speak for anybody. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if you desire to be a 1%er, if you desire to be a high income earner, if you desire to be somebody who is winning at a very rapid succession, at a very major level in life. You know, as I look over the last I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I look at some things that have not only separated myself, but separated a lot of other top earners that I'm very key or cool with. There's a few keys that really come to mind. Number one is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay. How you do one thing is how you do everything. One of the biggest things that I found very early on is the morning regimen that you have to start the day, right? The morning regimen that you have to start today will completely shift your day, to completely shift exactly what it is that you do for the day. So when I look at myself when I wake up, one of the first things that I do is I go to the mirror and I say my affirmations over and over and over again. For the people who are actually on this call, right? If you have your receipt, I'm driving right now, but if you have your receipt, take it out and put it in the camera, right? What I do is I repeat everything that I have on my receipt. For somebody may be on this call and they say, Paris, hey, what is your receipt? Your receipt is your written statement of everything that you want to come true. So on my receipt I have, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman 25. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman 50. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman 100. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman 250. I'm so happy and grateful now that money attracts to me effortlessly. I'm so happy and grateful now I have 50 travelpreneurs in my organization. I'm so happy and grateful now.
SR 826S in 1 mile. You're still on the fastest route.
I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm unbothered. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple streams on a continuous basis. Now, one thing that separates the 1%ers from everybody else is that sheet of paper that everybody is holding up. Salute to you all. Shout outs, drop some sevens in the chat for you all for having your receipt on you. Is that we're looking at this every single day. So when it comes to the subconscious mind, the mind has tens of thousands of thoughts every single day. And for those who are successful, those are the only thing that occupies their mind, right? And one thing I want to make very clear is it doesn't matter what level of money you have. It doesn't matter what level of success you have. You are still going to have problems in life. Right? You're still going to have problems in life. You're still going to have struggles. You're still going to have time where you don't feel like getting up. You're still going to have days where you don't feel like showing a plan. You're still going to have moments where you don't feel like doing what it is that you need to do. But those who win at a very major level only occupy their mind with thoughts of victory. Those who win at a very major level only occupy their mind with thoughts of triumph, with thoughts of overcoming, with thoughts of what it is that they want to go, because where you have your eyes focused on is where you're going to go. It's going to be the direction that you want to go. So we're looking at all these people who are hitting high ranks. Shout out to my guys, Julian Kushner, John Guaman just hit Chairman 250. They were focused ever since they joined this business on where it is that they want to go. So when you're looking at what's going on in your business, are you focused on what's happening in the back office right now, or are you focused on where it is that God said that you're going to go? Listen, one thing I tell people all the time is God will never expose you to anything that you cannot have. Okay? He will never expose you to anything that you cannot have. So if you're seeing anybody on this team who is winning at a massive level, whether it's in trading, whether it's residually, right? The reason why he is showing you that is to show you that it's possible for you to have it as well, right? To show you that it's possible for you to have it as well. You know, when I was coming up, when I was watching so many people who were winning, right? I got excited because I knew it was possible for me, right? Every exposure Every exposure that happens in your life is only meant to ignite an appetite for more, right? Make sure you remember that anytime you get exposed to anything, it's to ignite an appetite for more. It's not a time to get jealous. It's not a time to start comparing yourself to anybody else, because what you celebrate is going to be what accelerates in your life, right? When I wake up every morning, I pray, right? I thank God for the blessings of another day. I say my affirmations in the mirror over and over while looking myself in the eye, right? Because you got to get to a point to where you're brainwashed, right? You're brainwashed to anything that is outside of what you feel your reality is, right? Just like your name is Gloria, just like your name is Javon, just like your name is Gerald. You got to get to the point to chairman is the same as your name. And the reason that you know your name is because when you were growing up, your parents called you that over and over and over again. So nobody can come tell you your name is Stacy. Nobody can come tell you your name is John, right? But no situation in life should be able to tell you that you're not a chairman 10. No situation in life should be able to tell you that you're not a chairman 5. No situation in life should be able to tell you that you're not a 6 or 7 figure trader, right? Let me tell you what's happening with Bitcoin right now is not normal, right? Drop some money emojis in the chat for Bitcoin, right? What's happening right now is not normal. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6,000 pip moves in a matter of hours, ladies and gentlemen. I need y'all to understand where you're at right now, right? The 1%ers, they understand what's going on, right? They're not getting flustered because they missed a move, right? I want everybody, especially those who are on this call who are new. You can't get flustered if you miss the signal, right? You last week I wasn't feeling the best. I missed 3, 4, 5 highs on Bitcoin, right? But I said, okay, I felt better. I just caught what came next. It's very simple. We got a company that just put 170 million into Bitcoin. Okay. For anybody who thinks they missed anything, they just put 170 million into Bitcoin. So what do the 1%ers do that separates them from everybody else? They get in position for these moves that's about to be made, right? For these moves that are about to be made. Listen, you cannot afford to not be investing in these markets, right? And somebody said, well, Parrish, you know what? I need more money. That's where the residual side of the business is. That's where the residual side of business comes into play, right? If you're placing trades and you're still looking at them, you need residuals. If you ain't remember anything I told you on this call, remember that if you make trades, if you place trades and you still look at them, you need residuals, right? And it's not a call to force the business upon everybody, but I'm just keeping it real. I want everybody on this call to become millionaires. I want everybody on this call to be able to travel the world freely and do what it is that they need for themselves and their loved ones, right? I continuously think about the journey coming up when I was struggling back in 2014, 2015, right? One of the things that allowed me to hit that top 1% was my level of effort when it came to studying and mastering this game, when it came to studying and mastering this skill set. Listen, the formula is the same for everybody. The formula is the same for everybody. I developed my skill set and then I fortified my belief day in and day out. I developed my skill set. I fortified my belief day in and day out. I paid attention to the things that built my belief system because that's the most important thing when it comes to this business. The reason why people lose in this industry, the reason why people lose in this business is because they take themselves out of the process before the process can finish. That's it. And the only reason that happens is by a lack of belief, right? Nobody's going to throw mac and cheese in the oven if it says cook for 50 minutes. Nobody's going to take it out in 15 minutes. But the reason why a lot of people fail in this business is because that's what they do, right? But before it's perfect, right? But before it's done cooking, before it's done going through all the pressure, all the heat, all the triumphs, right? All the trials, all the tribulations, all the obstacles, right? Before that mac and cheese is done, they take themselves out, right? So what does that look like for you? You might have to go through a few more blown accounts to really understand this thing, right? You might have to go through some leaders leaving your business, right? You might have to go through some times where people may betray you. You may have to go through some more seasons where people don't believe in you before you come out with that finished product. But at the end of the day, I promise you it's worth it, right? I remember when I came up, you all hear me talk about my grandmother all the time. This is the closest thing to me, right? The closest thing to my heart, my grandmother. I love my mother, my father, my entire family, right? It's only one person in my family, right? Only one person honestly close to me who saw what it was that I saw, right? Everybody said, Paris, go get a job. Ha! That's jokes. Hey, that's funny. That's good. Paris, go get a job. Paris, maybe you should you should find something to supplement your income. And the reason I won is because it didn't matter what anybody told me. The reason why I won is because when I was in Kennesaw, Georgia in September, October 2014, first place had rats. All I saw was what I wanted, right? All I saw was that high rise overlooking the city. All I saw was a life of more, right? That someone is going to be what grows. You know, that receipt that everybody pulled out, I look at that thing all the time. Mine is battered and bruised right now, right? But I look at that all the time, right? Regardless of something, if I get a phone call that's not the type of phone call that I want to hear, what do I got to do? I got to keep reinforcing, right, my mental with what it is that I want. I got to keep looking at 25,000 customers. I got to keep looking at enrich, empower, educate 1 million customers. I got to keep looking at 1,000 chairmen. I got to keep looking at 50 travelpreneurs. I got to keep looking at that over and over and over and over again, right? You know, my goal is 50 chairmen. What are some things that you all are hoping for Project 25K? Right? What are some things that you all are wanting to come through for your organization? Things that are bigger than you. You see, I look at 25,000 people, that's bigger than me, right? I look at 50 chairmen, that's bigger than me, right? I'm not just looking at, granted, I am looking at the ranks that I want to accomplish, but I'm looking at things that are bigger than me. What are some things that you're hoping for? What are some things that you're believing for? What are some things that you're speaking for every single day? Right? What separates the 1% from everybody else are the words that come out of our mouth. You will never hear any words of lack or luster come out of my mouth ever, ever, ever. Hey, my business is struggling. Never, right? Ever. My business is failing. Never. You will never hear anything like that come out of my mouth, right? And what happens is people think it's okay to slip, right? People think it's okay to slip and let those words come out of their mouth, right? The 1%ers never let it happen. The millionaires, they never let it happen. The billionaires, they never let it happen. And if you're on this call and that's you, trust me, this is not to make you feel less than or anything like that. But I need you to understand, if you really want to win big, it's a certain grit you got to have with you, right? It's a certain level of tenacity that you have to have with you in order to really win. Because the fact of the matter is, and I say this so honestly, right? And I say this with love. Nobody cares until you win. Okay, let me tell everybody this right now. Actually, I'm about to pull over for this. Nobody really cares until you win, right? Everybody has a sad story. I got a sad story. I got stuff that's happened that I've never even talked about on calls, right? But I knew 5 years ago it didn't matter, right? I knew even though I had every reason to stop, I had every reason to slack. I had this going on. I had that going on. I had this person die. I had that person leave. I had this person get sick, right? I had my mama, my father was struggling, right? Nobody cares until you win. So what is the key, right? What's the nugget? Go win by any means necessary, right? By any means necessary. Go win. In 2014, when I was struggling, I said, what? I had to win. I had to win. It didn't matter. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a phone, right? But I said what? I was going to go all in until I win because nobody would care otherwise. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares about your test until it's a testimony. Nobody. Nobody. They may act like they care. Nobody cares until it's a testimony, right? You want to know what's going to inspire somebody? You telling your story on stage after you've overcame it, right? Because a lot of people, they get flustered and start complaining while they're in the process, right? While they're in the complaining while things are actually going on, right? That's not the time to complain. That's not the time to get sad. That's not the time to get upset. But more importantly, that's the time to get excited. I knew anytime something happened to me in my life, God was getting ready to bring me out and bring me on to something bigger. Anytime something was removed from my life, God was going to replace it with a lot more. God was going to replace it with something that was much bigger. And every single time that's happened, that's been the case. Right? Every single time I've gone through something, every single time I've seen like I've had a setback, I've seen like I've had an obstacle, I've seen like something that's came and life just how it wasn't looking the way I wanted to. God has replaced it with more. God has replaced it with bigger. God has replaced it with better. You want to be a top 1%, you got to always believe. You got to always believe, and your belief is going to be what creates the reality, right? You can't impact the masses unless you're believing. You can't inspire people to move unless you're believing. You can't inspire people to move after you, to follow you, to cling to you. Listen, in this business, you want to be somebody who inspires the masses. We got so much market share. David's audience doesn't have to be your audience. Jaleesa audience is not going to be your audience, right? Matthew and Jason Brown, they're not going to be your audience. You got so many people that you can impact, but you got to get to that level of belief, right? It's nothing anybody can tell me. It's nothing anybody can say. It's nothing that can happen in this lifetime that can deter me from what it is that I want. That's the reason that I win. That's the reason why I'm able to hit 1%. That's the reason why I'm able to connect with others who are doing the exact same thing, right? That's the formula. Believe, develop your skills, right? And you're going to win. Believe, continue to develop your skills. You're going to win. The Retire 365 movement is going to send waves through this world this year, right? The top income earners, the top traders, right, haven't even hit this movement yet, right? Y'all have seen 5-figure days. Okay, that's cool. That's cute, honestly. That's adorable, right? But we got people that are going to come and hit $100,000 days, right? 6-figure days. We're going to have people having 7-figure days inside this very own movement, right? So if I were you, what would I be doing getting after this call? If I were you, I would be very intentional on how you wake up and how you set forward the day, right? Don't just get up and go into the day. Speak life into what it is that you want. I spoke life over those 50 travelpreneurs today, right? I spoke life on being able to have the ability to create chairman with ease today. I spoke life over the next ranks, right? I spoke life over what I want in my bank account, over what I want in my crypto portfolios, right? I spoke life off of everything that I wanted in life. You got to wake up. You got to do that, because the more you say it to yourself, the more you're going to believe it, just like you believe what your name is, right? You got to speak life. And then after that, you got to go ahead and get to work. People say, Paris, it's taking hard. It's taking long, right? Right? Everything you say out your mouth is going to create some type of reality. So if you say your business is struggling, you created more of that, right? If you say people are leaving your business, you created more of that, right? I need you all to understand this stuff is true. This stuff is real, right? I was broke. I had no money. I had no money, none, right? I was asked where I was going to live at. I said I would live in a high rise in the city, had no money, right? But I knew the power of creation with my words, right? I said I was going to be a 6-figure earner. I said I was going to be a 7-figure earner, right? I was broke, bank account on zero, negative, actually, right? Overdrafted, right? But everything that how my life is today, I kept saying that, right? How my life is going to be tomorrow, how it's going to be 90 days from now, how it's going to be 6 months from now. That's because I wake up and keep saying that this process is so simple. And if you master belief, I promise you the world is yours. If you master belief, right? If you master belief, if you master belief, if you strengthen your mental fortitude day in and day out, it's not a day that passes where I do not strengthen my mental. I strengthen that more than anything. Y'all know I run track professionally, right? More than I'm on the track practicing, more than I'm in the weight room, more than I'm in the pool, more than I'm actually focused on the skill side of things, I am focused on the mental. Right? I'm focused on that super, not the natural part. I'm focused on that super part. I'm focused on that spiritual. That's how you become a 1%er. That's how you win. That's how you become a 6-figure earner. That's how you become a 7-figure earner. And the truth is, everybody on this call can do it. Right? It's just up to you to believe. So that's my time. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm so grateful for every single person on this call. I'm so grateful for every single person who showed up, who shows up day in and day out to hear this information. Keep hearing this information. This is what I did to win. I got around the people who had what it was that I wanted, right? I promise you, everything that I've gotten, everything that I have, you all can have that and more, right? I promise you that. I promise you that. So that's my time. Paris Simmons checking out. I see you on top of the moon, because the sky is never the limit. I love y'all. Be safe. Y'all know what time it is. Project 25K 50 travelpreneurs, right?